How has human trafficking developed into a modern form of slavery? This was a major trade in the past. Unfortunately, it is still a big economy today than it ever was. Although many people think this trade has only happened centuries before and does not happen today, they are wrong. It is over a $30 million business and growing. The sale of humans as goods primarily affects women and children. Human trafficking has grown into one of the world's largest black market economies because of poverty, deception, and abduction.
One major problem that can lead to human trafficking is poverty. Many parents who live in poverty can be forced to sell their children as slaves or into bondage. This happens almost every day, as children are forced to work endless hours of back-breaking days in fields picking cotton, cocoa, or other hard manual labor jobs. These children can be as young as 5 when they start working for an extremely small sum of money. Money that they earn usually gets sent back to the parents, leaving the child penniless. Even babies can be sold in secrecy if the parents are very poor. Just recently, about 382 babies were rescued in China from buyers and the parents who are going to sell them. These conditions are what await children who are forced into jobs because of poverty.
Another major problem that can lead to human trafficking is deception. Many people are promised a better life in another country only to find themselves working long hours for no pay or as sex slaves. This happens to many people who are very poor, and they will take any job they are offered that pays. These people can be promised a variety of jobs somewhere else, but once they arrive find out to be living in terrible conditions, such as being given barely any food and water, being beaten, and working days on end in exhausting manual labor. One man was promised a job in California, but ended up becoming a slave in tomato fields in Florida. Something like this happens every day, even in the United States.
A final major problem that can lead to human trafficking is abduction. Although the majority of traffickers do not use this method as much as deception, abduction can also be the cause of human trafficking. Abduction is not normally used because, unlike deception, where the victims are less resistant and obey the traffickers, the kidnapped victims are resistant from the start, making them harder to control. The victims are usually children because they are weaker and easier to control once kidnapped. It is difficult to find people who have been abducted. Many times they are secretly moved out of the country to other locations to be sold.
Human trafficking of women and children has grown into one of the world's largest black market economies. It is not just localized in areas far from the United States. It happens here as well. Poverty leads to children being sold for money by a family. Deceptive practices lure others into captivity, and organized crime rings abduct individuals to be sold in underground market auctions. Many of these women and children become enslaved with no escape. This is a major problem all over the world. From rich to poor, old to young, anyone can be subject to this crime. For these reasons, we need to take notice and work to stop human trafficking. It must be stopped.
Stop human trafficking!